Alright, boys. Look, we've got to eat here. Got like a little granola thing going on here for dessert. And we got this chicken wrap. And the cool thing about this is like, okay, maybe you can't see it now, but like on the sticker.
I'll show.
Yeah.
So you can see the calories for the. So yeah, obviously we should probably address. We are in the Dubai at the moment. So we landed 2 days ago in the Palms. What's this thing called again? It's a Royale something.
Yeah. It looks like Lego blocks, man.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. It's very, like here in Dubai, it's very humid and warm. Like, because yesterday we went out for some dinner. And yeah, we went for a morning jog this morning. We saved a crab and a turtle.
People out here, using metal straws, thinking they're saving the turtles. We're actually saving turtles.
Yeah. In life, in real life.
Like it was literally like a surgery we did. So we so first off we went for a jog, like a 15-minute jog, and then we swam all the way across this.
Yeah.
What's this called?
Like
a lake or something.
Yeah.
Right. It was like probably a 5 to 10 minute swim, which is pretty rough, and especially it's like this water is like bath water. It's hot. It's like a jacuzzi. It's extremely hot. We swam to the other side and we found this turtle there just chilling, and we thought it was dead. So and we saw like it move its legs, and we saw it's like what do you call it? Fishing rod.
Fishing line.
Oh, not a rod. Fishing line.
Fishing line around the like turtle.
Yeah.
And we had to take like a shell and like surgery it off. So yeah. And it gets a very, very interesting way to start your day. But we're actually gonna be shooting our podcast now. Very soon. We're just gonna finish this meal. And then yeah.
We just wrapped up a call with the boys on community, and we're talking about, moving to these high luxury places and what it does to your mind. I think we still prefer South Africa when it comes to the weather, the food, the air quality, nature. We just prefer that. So, but you can't say that without traveling. Like, you need to first experience something else before you can even say what you're currently experiencing.
You need the contrast.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and I also think, like, when you're traveling like this, because it's like, once again, you need the contrast, because it's difficult to appreciate what you have if you, like, were born with it, And so, when we are traveling around, I think one of the biggest or the best parts about the traveling is the sort of gratitude you get for the things you already have, especially going back. Then you realize like what you really value is the people that you are missing. Your family, your friends, your girlfriend, sort of maybe your setup, maybe depending on obviously what you value. But and then when you go back home, the amount of gratitude you have increases, and it's just about cultivating those feelings, I guess. And
when you're talking about the contrast now, it's like when you are sitting there at the moment on your desk, maybe not the best situation, you're kind of broke, look at your bank account, you're not really happy with that, you look at your physique, it's like not the best, it's super important to be grateful for where you are now, because that contrast in the end, when you finally make it, when you make the money, when you travel, do all that cool stuff, like you can then appreciate that because you've experienced the contrast. Like you first have to be broke. You have to, like, if you are born into riches, you don't appreciate it, you're not grateful for it because you don't know the work that went into it. You need the contrast. So if you're not happy right now, like,
that's a good thing.
It's part of the journey. Just realize.
And then it's changing the mindset into cultivating the ideal version of yourself. Then let that be the reason why you start. Because even King Solomon said in Proverbs, an inheritance received too early in life is not a blessing. Something along the lines of that, And it comes down to the only reason why you value money and success is because you know how it feels to not have that. And then, putting in the work to get that. Because, like, this is cool, but, like, I mean, I truly prefer just being at home, in South Africa, but I can only say that because I've been here now, And
you can't say money won't make you happy when you haven't gotten the money yet, when you're broke. Because then it's just a cope. Like, money won't make me happy. That might be true. It is true. But you first have to get to that stage. And all money really does.
Maybe that's just a skill issue then, huh?
Yeah. all it really does, it gives you the resources to remove the stuff you hate in your life, which might bring some peace, right? You can hate, let's say you don't like working for a boss, like you can remove that from your life. You don't like getting groceries, you can remove that. So that then puts you in a state where you might enjoy your life a bit more.
I have it. Money doesn't buy you happiness, but it buys you out of a lot of unhappiness. And then that's just a good way to look at it. And then it just gives you more time to then be with yourself and work on yourself and do things that you enjoy. And if you are not a healthy human being, like healthy with yourself and your own relationship, like you're not going to be more healthy. And so that's the thing. It's like a lot of people focus on business and money, but it's an amplifier of what you already are.
Yeah.
And so if what you are is not a good thing, then it's just going to amplify that. And so that's a good thing to realize, because a lot of people tend to just sacrifice everything for the wealth, and then they come to realize, oh, money doesn't give happiness. But it's like, I'm pretty happy right now, you know, like,
is
look at
happiness,
this place, you know, this is crazy.
Happiness even the goal? That's a question for you sitting right there. Is like, if you are just constantly, happiness is a fleeting emotion, right? It's up and down, and you won't. We also talked about this yesterday, the duality. Like, you can't experience happiness if you first experience sadness. Like, it's impossible. Like, it's literally impossible. You can't. It's the same thing that we mentioned right now with riches and if you're poor right now. Like, you can't have riches and experience that fully if you haven't been broke before. You can't experience happiness if you haven't been sad before. There's no black without white. There's no light without dark. So you need the contrast. Like, it's part of the journey, but you don't want to stay there. That's the thing. Like, that will just create like depression and stagnation, and that's just like, if you watch this video, you probably want to grow and achieve good big things, and if you know what you need to do, you're just not doing it, and that causes the depression and the anxiety and all those emotions you're feeling.
On the community this morning, we spoke about sort of duality, and also, you know, when is the right time to move to Dubai, and is there even a right time to move to Dubai? You know, at what amount of money per month, and so,
and how long should you stay?
And how long?
Everything like
and
that.
And why do people move to Dubai? Okay, and this is a very good and important question, especially for people like us that, like, this is our line of work. Like 90% of the people, at least once in their life, thinks about moving to Dubai to save on taxes. But what is the trade-off? And I forget the word all the time. Not trade-off, but it's like when you make a trade-off, but it's not good.
Consequences.
Consequences. Okay, let's say consequences. Of moving to Dubai, you know, it's like, yes, fine, you save on taxes, but it's every diminishing returns. Like, when you make the trade-off might just be diminishing returns. Like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people think, like, they move here, they're going to make more money. But is that true? Are you going to make more money when you get here? And so that's what we discussed this morning on the community. And I think we came to a conclusion, and I believe this to be true, is that, you know, it's not really a matter of it's all about just controlling the inputs and making sure that whatever the inputs are is aligned with your goal. And so you need to understand what is your goal and become clear on that. If your only goal is to make more money, then maybe it might be beneficial to throw yourself back in hell and come into Dubai and be like, what I mean by hell, I mean like, you are operating out of a place of lack here, because that's the reason why you come here. Is like, you move here, like you're the brokest guy here, you're surrounding yourself with so much wealth that you feel that lack again of starting out, like, oh, like I'm poor, I need to make more money. Then it's like that anxiety, like pressure, like the whole time you need to be on. And so that might be beneficial for your business. I'm not even sure, but I truly believe that the best work comes out of a place of abundance. The best creative work that you can do comes out of a place of abundance. And you just escaped this financial crisis. You're probably making 5 to 10K a month, and now you're trying to move to Dubai to throw yourself back in hell. Like, you just escaped that. It's like, I think you should rather transmute that energy of complacency into a place of creativity and purpose. And as soon as you do that, the byproduct of that over time is going to be financial, or like in extreme financial gain. You know what I mean? Like, instead of people coming here to sort of make the trade-off for like the short term, like a lot of financial gain, for like everything else is diminished.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to pick your wifey up here. It's going to be difficult to be healthy here. You're not really going to build good quality like relationships. You know, like fucking.
It's very transactional.
Yeah. All about like finances, net worth, cars, like, oh, I want a Lambo, or I want all this.
Maybe it's like, it's good for a season. Maybe like, early 20s is maybe good to throw yourself in the deep end again. So you need to be switched on all the time. But it's definitely not like a long term, like, when you're in your 80s, it's going to be, no way. So maybe for a season, for maybe 5 years in your 20s, if you really want to focus on the wealth aspect. I don't know if that picks up on, probably not on the mic, but it's like
that's HV Joe.
The Lamborghini just drove, yeah. Which is like your net worth is just constantly driving past you. So that puts you in this survival state. And that's what it's called. And you need to transcend that. At the beginning, everyone has to go through the survival state. Your motivation is through the roof. It's more like desperation and it's not motivation really. It's like I need to make this happen. And you need to transcend that. You have to. Because you can't stay in that state forever. Like if you weren't so anxious all the time, you would make much better decisions, more long-term decisions. But at the start, like you haven't developed that level of thinking yet. So yeah,
you're able to make much more better informed long-term decisions if you're not anxious all the time. Because let's say, for example, like like you need rent is due, you need to pay off this Lambo you just purchased or whatever. Like you can't make long-term decisions like that because you need to have the financial gain now to be able to do that, and so that's why I think it's like I mean, maybe you can sort of testify on this. Like, aren't you maybe doing like your best and like work right now, your creative work now, because you're operating on a place of abundance? Like, or how would you say?
100%.
Like, because you are not in a place of like having to pay off your $10,000 course with zero money in the bank, like in the first.
We wouldn't have come up with a vision of the School of Athens if we were in like a scarcity mindset. We weren't, because it's like a 5 to 10 year play. And by the way, if you haven't checked out the School of Athens, the community we're building, like I really don't know what you're doing. It's literally free. You can just go down below. It's probably going to be the first link. Just put in your name and email so we can notify you as soon as we launch. It's free. It's like going to be free value, so you can develop this level of thinking that we're talking about and ultimately make more money. So just go to the link in the description, or you can go to school.com/Athens, and we will notify you as soon as we launch. We're gonna build like the biggest community in South Africa. That's our goal, and we're gonna make it happen. So we'd love for you to be a part of it. And that's what we building at the moment.
And the biggest thing about that is the community, bro. It's like you want to be surrounded by, like we just said, curate your inputs. You want to be around people that is wealthy, making money, and going to and have the same goals as you. That's why people come to Dubai, essentially, is to be surrounded and curate their inputs in a way that realigns with their ideal self and reinforces those beliefs. And so you don't just have to move physically, you just need to move conversations, and curate that by joining communities of like-minded people. And this is going to be the only one in South Africa, the best one in South Africa.
The biggest one.
And the biggest one.
And the best one.
So definitely check that out.
Yeah, I think that just about wraps up this video. If you like more of this style, a bit of a shorter, more intense, not mindset stuff, but like, short talks, just off the riff, just consciousness flowing to you. If you like more of that, just comment down below so we can get some feedback and know if we should make more of this, because that's the only reason we know if we should make more is if you tell us to do so and like it and do all that interaction. So just do that, like the video, subscribe, and then we'll see you hopefully on the next one. Bye bye.